It seems that some of the steps on foot. There's nothing even remotely.
You are aware of our mission.
But correct me. Nothing came back.
Hierarchy.
Another SG. If you're looking for specific answers, really that's cryptic.
Where's the Dan?
Second stop. It's been under complete lockdown since its arrival here. It hasn't even been powered up. Might be a guarantee she came through.
And there's no.
Is
You know this is best.
We ready? I think we should introduce the teams real quick. Yeah, today's match is gonna be the Rikimarus versus Violet, and this is set to be a really good matchup. You can see how they perform on both Skya. Yeah, that trio combo is a really powerful meta tool at the moment right now. You can see how both teams will put them into effect, especially on attack. If they have a Lucio, which could speed up the Reinhardt and the Brigitte to where it'll be hard for the defense to keep up with all that speed that's going on. I think there's a lot of room for flexibility in the Reinhardt Zarya, like except for the Reinhardt Zarya, of course. But you could have Lucio and Moira to have fast and raw healing just overall, and you can also have a Brigitte and Moira, and you can even have all three at the same time too if you really wanted to. Yeah, because when Brigitte is throwing her flail around, just causing a lot of damage onto the enemies, she can heal up her team a lot, actually.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
Let's see how our teams match up as we're going into the map right now. Yeah, it looks like they're just baiting us with that Tor pick right now. And Symmetra. After seeing Jake from the Houston Outlaws pull out the attack Tor, so we can see on the defense a much more serious comp. They're going with a double sniper with Kenzie on the Widowmaker and Mayo on the Hanzo. It can be, especially with Hanzo and his new rework.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, as we can see, Violet, they're electing to go with the Brigitte, Reinhardt, and Zarya, which, like we said, was pretty good. And they're going with the Lucio, so they're electing to go with speed here. I'm just trying to push him with this. Oh, just quick kills from Violet as Mishap is able to get. Oh, he gets 2 boops actually. He gets the kill onto God Detta on the fallback. So it looks like they're going to be able to take this first point.
Objective lost. New defense point.
Yeah, they only lost the Mercy, but it doesn't even matter, so they're just going to respond to that. You could see that Ake on Rikimarus, he elected to go with the Reinhardt because he knows that Ericano, he built up a lot of ult charge on that, so he's gonna have Shatter coming up on this next fight. Looks like they're ready to brawl out on the point. The Brigitte getting the stun onto Ake, but it doesn't matter because he's able to get the kill on Ericano. So he'll be resurrected back up. Oh, it looks like both Reinhardt's gonna smash into each other, and Ake gets taken out. So Ericano, he can just get the last few remaining parts of his ultimate. He's able to get this air shadow off, but it doesn't matter because he gets killed by Kenzie going on the flank, and it looks like Rikimarus is gonna hold. Yeah, a pretty good push from Violet, but there Ericano, he wasn't getting much healing because the supports were actually cut off from him, so they're able to get the easy pick onto Ericano. But he gets enough ult charge that he has his ultimate ready. Ake isn't even close to it. Actually, he could be getting in this fight coming up, but he needs to block this Earth Shatter coming from Ericano. The Zarya Hanzo comes in, but it looks like the dragon got eaten actually, so it doesn't do anything. Both Earth Shatters used by both teams, but Ake doesn't seem to get any follow-up on his. Meanwhile, Ericano and Angel getting both kills onto the Hanzo and the Zarya, and it looks like Violet is ready to take this full point. The dragon's coming in, but to no effect. Looks like Ake, they're trying to come in, trying to contest this for even longer, and Wago coming in, trying to keep his Reinhardt alive, but he gets killed in the process. Gadanka comes in, trying to contest, but he doesn't get there in time.
Consume you. Score 0-2. Switching sides.
Also, it sounds like I'm just talking to myself. Oh wow. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a shame. But let's see if Violet can hold on this actually. It looks like Violet is electing to go with the Reinhardt, Zarya, and Brigitte combo again. They're going with the Ana instead. A really weird, not weird, a really off-meta support picks from coming in for Violet as they're going with the Zenyatta and Ana.
Okay. Seems like my audio was glitching. Let's see if this works better.
Well, let's hope so. I want to keep talking to myself again.
We'll see if Chat can hear me now.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I'll have my eye on
Perfect.
And
Alright, we're good now?
We are good now. So what do we have for round 2? That was a nice take from Violet there, huh?
Yeah, they're able to go in and get they're able to isolate Ake, the Reinhardt, on the side of Rikimarus. And he uses Earth Shatter on 2 people, but there was no follow-up because he was by himself. So they're able to pick him off really easily.
Yeah.
Defend objective A.
So we can see Ericano back on the Reinhardt actually. Let's see how he can fare against Ake, who is the Reinhardt for Rikimarus. And Mayo, for some reason, taking the solo onto the left side, but it looks like he'll be joining back with his team, ready for this upcoming fight on the high ground, right above the health pack.
I could use some healing. Shield taking damage.
Oh, and a big anti-nade coming in, killing Mayo in that, and getting the big purple onto Ake, so he's going to fall back. Wago gets taken down. Big 2 of their big supports get taken out, so it looks like Rikimarus might have to retreat.
Violet holding strong. Rikimaru has to go for that regroup. Oh, do we see this cheeky little sniper trying to get some picks?
Yeah, Kenzie getting to pick on easy peasy, but he's gonna have to be
Gets
joined with this
res.
team.
Oh no, it doesn't get res.
Easy peasy doesn't get res because they don't have a mercy.
They don't have a mercy.
But Rikimaru is gonna have to go fast on this. Easy peasy has respawned and he's trying to hurry and get back with his team.
Rikimaru looking a lot more split than we saw Violet on their attack. Finally got all 6 here. Seems like they're gonna go for this push. Yeah, Violet holding top left instead of top right like Rikimaru did. Just waiting to see if they can bait anybody to make a mistake.
Oh, a big shatter coming in from Ericano. He's able to get 4 people in it. He's able to get Mayo and Wygo and Ick falls behind right
That's
after.
just a cleanup now.
You might want to keep your distance.
A pretty good strategy. There was a kind of thought going into the strategy of Rikimaru's. They were just holding on point, just waiting for Violet to engage.
It looks like Violet was giving them point bit. They really only took 1 tick. If they had jumped 1 second sooner, they would have even denied that 1 tick, but they were patient and just waited for that perfect moment for the shatter and then followed it up perfect. You see them organized, keeping to their high ground.
And plus they had the rally, so they didn't really take much damage, so all the shields are still there for the side of Violets.
Yeah, Rikimaru's right now just looking like they don't really know how to approach this. They're gonna go try for the same idea. They know they don't have the shatter this time.
But Ake, he hasn't had it himself. Oh, and it gets blocked by Eric Kondo. He goes in for the charge, but it gets stopped. The Transcendence coming in from...
It gets nothing. They get nothing for it. That's crazy.
That is crazy. A really good shatter from Eric Kondo is able to stop that shatter coming in from Ake. And he's able to get enough ult charge in order to get his own Earth Shatter.
Just doing their own cleanup, and Ericarno has just charged up another hammer down that he just has ready for when they try for this last push. They might get 2 pushes out of this actually. We'll see what happens.
Angel pulling out the rally just to get his team all up to.
Yeah, everybody has that nice little extra armor now. They're ready for the fight. This is going to be hard for Rikimarus to take this. And in comes the shatter again.
So you can see Wago pulling out the Valkyrie, just trying to keep his team alive after the shadow, but doesn't keep Valken alive. Godeka is able to get the
pushed a little bit too much.
Who was, he was pushed up a little too far. So looks like Rikimarus is gonna go in on this actually. They're gonna need to get some kills pretty fast. Only 7 seconds till overtime starts. And the Graviton coming in from Mo, but it gets stopped by the Transcendence. But a big anti-nade denies most of the healing coming in from Godeka. And a counter.
Down. Nice pin.
A counter Graviton is able to blow out the Transcendence.
If only they had a couple of picks there that just fell a little bit too soon, and I think that's the end of that push for for Rikimarus. And that Rhine Nano saying, "Get out of my house."
Violet wins the map.
Violet wins that one.
Play of the game.
Yeah, pretty good defensive hold from Violet actually. They're able to stall out long enough with their own ults.
Very nice.
That they're able to allow Eric Kondo and the rest of the supports to come back in to support.
We got to see this very nice play by Misship Gamer on the Lucio with his 2 boops and everything. And that was a very nice defense on their part there, but Violet just overwhelmingly took both points on the attack and just held on to that defense very, very strongly.
Yeah, pretty good from Violets. And it looks like Rikimarus is going to pick the next map. And I actually don't know the map full. So what are the maps I think
After Assault, go to
it looks like Yeah, it will be Escort coming up.
Escort coming up. We have Violet with 1 point and Rikimarus null right now.
Yeah, pretty good defense from Violet, I would say, because they're able to hold on in the last part when it was going to overtime. Because all of their dead teammates, they died before overtime even started, so they're able to respawn.
So many times on assault maps, especially Volskaya and Anubis, we see that overtime takeout of the attacking team just overwhelming in their last attack with all their ults and finally taking it in overtime. Hasn't been the case today. That was one solid defense.
Yeah, because they were able to get the respawns before overtime was able to start, so they didn't go into that overtime respawn timer. So they allowed Eric Kondo, because he was one of the key members to get picked off on the last defense. He was able to come back in, and the rest of his team were able to stall out long enough for Eric Kondo to come back in and get the big shatter to secure the defensive win. So how do you think Rikimarus is gonna fare up going into his next match?
We'll have to see. Rikimarus is not a team I am familiar with. I really want to see what they pull out of the next map. It's very clear that Violet is a very highly organized team. They know what they're doing. They know what ults they're using and how to use it. So what I would really like to see Rikimarus trying to unstabilize that unity that Violet has right now. Because sometimes if you can break up those big up strategies, players don't know what to do because they don't have their shield with them or they don't have their tank with them. But it is fairly difficult to break up a team that is that structured and that it looks like their plays are and their communication is on point. So it seems like we're going into Gibraltar next.
Yeah, this could be big. Another Reinhardt map, I would say. Actually, Reinhardt could go well in any map, actually. But
Yeah.
we can see a Reinhardt on the high ground on the first point. That could be really big because it allows the long-range DPS to rain fire onto the cart and just try to stop as much progress as they can. Usually teams don't contest right before it gets to the dip. They usually contest after it gets past the dip. So that could spell trouble for Rikimarus. Actually, never mind. It could spell trouble maybe for Violets. Actually, never mind. It is Rikimarus. Sorry, my bad.
So we have
Since they are on defense. No, offense. My bad.
Rikimaru's on offense in Watchpoint Gibraltar. Excited to see what team comps we come up with. Yes, please. Let's do the sim.
So we can see Violets. They're going to be electing to go with the Diva instead of Azaria, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting. This could help them a lot. It could protect the Widowmaker that Easy Peasy is going to be on in case of anyone from Rikimarus is going to dive onto them. Looks like they're electing to go with dive, actually. Kenzie on the... Actually, never mind. Mayo on the Pharah. And Torchbearer and Derp going with the two dive tanks that we see so much.
Oh, we have blue on defense.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And Violet on attack.
Attackers
Here we go.
Violet's on defense, but it looks like Kenzie from the Rikimarus is going to be going in. He is able to get a lot of damage to him and get a lot of damage from the Venom Mine that he had to recall. It doesn't matter. It looks like they're going to go onto cart. Kenzie just trying to put a lot of pressure onto the high ground. It looks like Mayo just trying to put some pressure. Oh, and Wago takes out Easy Peasy from long range. So Easy Peasy will be out of commission for this fight. And somehow Mishap Gamer, he gets taken out alongside Derp, getting the kill on him. And Torchbearer going in, just trying to put some pressure on Eric Kondo, who isn't really shielding much of his DPS. He's just shielding himself, looks like it. Torchbearer jumping in, just trying to get more pressure onto Mo. Eric Kondo gets taken out alongside Maggie. So Rikimarus was able to take this point. And it looks like they're just non-stopping, actually. Torchbearer and Kenzie just going in, just staggering even longer. Mo getting taken out, who was demeched, actually. So it's going to be a little bit while for all of Violet to regroup.
Yeah, we have Rikimaru already taking the high ground and establishing themselves up there. That's very important for this part of the map.
Yeah, it's really important. Mayo is just raining fire all over the supports, actually, but with Easy Peasy pulling out the sides, this might spell trouble for him, actually. So he's gonna play really cautious.
All 6 ults right now.
Oh,
except there's
Easy Peasy getting the kill on Wago.
This fight just happening all over the map while Tracer happily moves the cart along.
She almost got it.
She almost got it. She almost capped it. That was incredible. Violet finally saw that cart moving
meters away
and get backed onto it finally with both her tanks. That was last second save there. Sneaky Tracer.
That was a really good bait coming in from Rikimarus. They're just holding their attention for so long they didn't even notice Kenzie just pushing the cart. Yeah. But it looks like Rikimarus is going to have all their ultimates
all
ready.
6 ults. They're coming into this fight strong, it looks like. We'll see how they try to use them. I wouldn't want to see them use all. They should probably try and use only 2 or 3. There comes one.
Kenzie
Tracer bomb
onto Mishap Gamer.
The first pick. The Violet staying so strong and so grouped up in their position, knowing not to contest the card until they really need to. That's another pick for Rikimarus, and in comes the barrage, just raining justice, clearing Violet off that point. You got an Hungry Monkey, and that's the last chance that Violet probably has to hold this card before they cap point 2 on Gibraltar.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Yeah, really good attack coming in from Rikimarus, but they used all of their ultimates, basically. They didn't use the Primal Rage or the
ults,
they didn't use the Primal Rage or the Transcendence, but
they have this Pharah way in the back line of Violet. They don't really know what to do about it.
Kenzie, he used his Pulse Bomb to start that fight, but he was doing so much damage, he's able to get it back, actually.
Yeah, you can definitely tell when he's getting all that damage into the tanks, into the back line, doing work. The Pharmacy trying to sneak them from behind and jump onto Violet where they least suspected, trying to take care of that Widow, that first damage that you need to get rid of. But Pharah gets taken out, and it seems like Violet is definitely going to hold this part of the map.
Easy peasy, getting 2 key headshots, which was
and this is where we usually see a big stall on this map. This is the corner that if you can hold here strong enough, it won't be until the attacking team uses a bunch of ults so they can budge you from here, because you also have respawn advantage right now.
So you can see Mayo getting switching off of the Pharah, going onto the Genji, trying to put as much pressure, but he gets killed in the back line, actually. So they're going to have to wait for this fight.
We'll see if that swap works out for him. It seems like the Pharah was putting in enough pressure that it was really helping.
Oh, both supports get taken out. Easy peasy got the pick onto Wago, which forced Godeka to go and try to resurrect, but he gets taken out during the resurrect.
And you can start to see Rikimaru's throwing ults one by one into here and not getting past this corner. This corner, as we said, is just so strong to hold for the defending team. You need to come in with a plan. You need to come in with 2 or 3 ults and make sure that you're wiping them.
And it looks like Derp is going to switch off of the D.Va onto Zarya. So this could work well with Reinhardt, actually. She can earn up the Graviton pretty fast. Mayo is able to get the pick onto easy peasy, but Maggie is able to resurrect him back up. So he'll be here. Oh!
In comes the Shatter.
The Shatter comes in and the D.Va Bomb right after. It doesn't get anyone, but Eric Kondo is able to get the kill onto Angel, actually. So they're gonna have to fall back on this. And not Angel, my bad. Onto Kenzie.
Violet still putting on that strong defense here at the corner. They keep that D.Va because they know they need the vertical mobility. Ryan Zarya on the attacking team from Rikimarus is going to be very challenged to get that vertical mobility to jump onto this Widowmaker that's putting out so much damage.
Oh, and a pick from Angel. He threw it on the ground and was able to kill Wago and get Torchbearer all the way down to low health.
Yeah, and Rikimarus start to pull out knowing their Zen is gone. They can't really do much here. They need to regroup.
As you can see, Mayo just putting a lot of pressure onto the shield as Hanzo. Hanzo is a pretty good shield breaker with his rapid arrow.
New Hanzo and his storm arrows can break any shield. It's so nice. We'll see how this sniper works for them. They've already built up to the dragons, but Mayo falls. It's so sad. Res totally denied.
Torchbearer wasn't able to protect his Mercy while he was resurrecting, so he'll get taken out in front of the shield.
They thought the Widow was probably the biggest danger to that Res, and it turned out, of course, to be the Zen with that volley. Zen can really get you if you're not careful.
You just have to know where Zen is at all points. And easy peasy, he knows where the enemy Zen is at all points. He's able to take out Wago, but Mayo gets the kill onto easy peasy. But Maggie is able to get the resurrect onto him, so he'll be back in the fight. And Galdeka is able to get the resurrect onto Wago, so 6v6, but no resurrects from both teams. So you can see as overtime starts, we get the stick on the Torchbearer, gets him down the low health.
In comes the grab. You know they're going to try and follow up with the but it's denied. They can't throw in the dragons. Another Shatter that gets nothing, and by now we're just throwing ults, trying to get people off of this cart. Violet just overwhelmingly managing their ults. Even though Rikimarus had almost all 6 ults ready there, they were not able to capitalize. That corner is so strong to hold.
Yeah, pretty good defense from Violet. Even though they were caught in the Graviton, they knew that the enemy Reinhardt, they were going to come in and just
they knew they were going for the combo.
They're trying to bash and bash, just trying to get as much ult charge as he can and much damage as he can into that. But
if there's something that we've seen Eric Arno do well in this match today, is that he knows when to use a Shatter and he gets who he needs to get with it. It's amazing to see. He knew that Hanzo was looking for putting his dragon into the Orisa ult. Into the Zarya ult. He probably should have waited or been in a different position so that this didn't happen. But ultimately he was too close. He got shattered and they lost that push.
And he was able to hold his own right after he got out of the Zarya ult, because he was able to block the counter Shatter coming in from Torchbearer, which allowed the rest of his team to stay up and just overwhelm the forces of Rikimarus.
So we're gonna see Violet with Eric Carno on attack on the Winston, it looks like, instead of his Ryan that we've been seeing. Seems like they're gonna go very divey and have that Widow for support in the back, probably pocketed by the Mercy just so she can charge up those headshots a little bit quicker. On the defending side, we have the Genji, who might be able to put a fight up against that Widow if he can deflect properly, and the very common for this season, Zarya Ryan.
Those are going to be posted up in the high ground, but they're not going to have a Widowmaker to battle easy peasy. But they will have Mayo, who was able to hold his own, actually.
Seems like they're all trying to hold into that cubby right there, but the Zarya is stuck in the background. She's alone. She couldn't make the jump. Meanwhile, Violet just pushing the cart for free. It's great that the Rikimarus is all together on the high ground, but they're not really able to capitalize with this comp. They want to brawl. They have the Brigitte. They want to be at close range with the enemy team, not at range.
It looks like Angel is just going in trying to disrupt the backline so they'd be distracted. And it looks like it might have worked. Torchbearer, his shield is pretty low actually. It could be break at any moment.
There goes the shield. They need to start using natural cover, but this Widow is right on top of them. Is she gonna get any picks?
Oh, Ericano coming in is trying to put some pressure, but Torchbearer, he gets the charge onto him, but it didn't take a whole bunch of his. It took a whole bunch of his health off, and he gets taken out alongside Torchbearer. But it looks like it won't even matter. The rest of Violets is able to frag out.
Heroes never die.
Valkyrie coming in from Maggie, just trying to keep the rest of the Violets alive. And Godeka and Kenzie just going in, just trying to hold this for much longer. Kenzie pulls out the dagger blade, but he gets stopped by the sound barrier.
Nothing you can do with that sound barrier. You slash and you slash, you just can't get through all that HP.
It looks like Mo, he's able to get the kill on the Kenzie after his Dragon Blade finish.
It's a huge
brawl.
Out
Torchbearer getting the big shatter. He gets Maggie and Mo in it, but Maggie, he's able to be so far back enough that he didn't get much damage taken in.
Slowly pushing Rikimaru off, slowly pushing them back into where they're spawning from, trying to get this cart moving. But it won't budge, it won't budge. The Rikimaru keep coming out, touching it for a little bit, not letting it get to that cap point at all. See Easy Peasy just on the ground, just taking shots. There we go. And finally they move it for that last 2 meters they had and get point 1. And
yeah, that defense is scrappy coming in for Rikimarus actually.
Now those are two nice picks that Rikimaru's got. It's definitely going to stagger Violet.
Now it looks like they're going to use the rally actually before going into this fight so that the team can have full armor coming in, so it'll be much harder to dwindle down their health.
Knows they have to win this battle. They need to get rid of some Violet teammates so that they can stop the payload here. You can stop it here. You can hold it pretty well on this point too if you take high ground and control how the enemy team pushes.
You can see the Coalescence coming in from Godeka is just trying to keep the secret and put a whole bunch of damage onto Violets.
Second
Wago
pick,
getting the kill onto
Violet is just
Angel.
falling one by one, and here they come. Defending point, they're gonna hold at point 2. Easy Peasy and Maggie just trying to pull out before they get staggered. And this is the point. This is the point that is so hard to break through because they have Mayo on the Hanzo, just controlling any of the 4 entrances. You can see Kenzie on the Genji trying to get behind them. He has his blade ready. Is he gonna go for the play?
Looks like he might go for the.
He knows he wants to get rid of the Pharah first.
But it looks like he's going after the Pharah.
Yes, he can't pull the blade out yet. He knows that that Mercy could destroy him if he pulls out the blade.
It looks like he's gonna force out the Valkyrie actually, and Dragon
combos from
coming
Rikimaru.
in. Bio is able to get
the
Diva in it actually.
And now comes the difficult battle of having a Brigitte on each team, giving armor, giving HP as she brawls. Another Brigitte all for Rikimaru's.
So you can see Kenzie in the back, he pulled out his Dragon Blade trying to get Mishap Gamer, but his speed is able to allow him to get away. And Angel coming in and getting the kill on the Kenzie, and a big shatter from Torchbearer. He gets most of
shatter.
Violet's
gets the pin
in it,
on
actually.
Ericarno. Ericarno's gone back to the Rhine, but he's just not getting the positioning he needs to hold this point.
We see Kenzie, he comes back, but he comes back as Soldier 76. Trying to put some pressure onto Easy Peasy on the Pharah.
And another shatter
coming in from Ericano. He's able to get Wago in it, so Wago will be out of commission. Easy Peasy with the barrage. He's able to get
raining
Kenzie
from
in
above, gets rid of Kenzie, gets rid of his counter. He knows that that soldier can really do some damage, and they push through to point 2. Team kill gets announced, and you hear that horn. It sounds so nice. And here they go, trying to get that stagger on again on the few people of Rikimarus that spawned at the different door. Violet very good about managing what resources they allow the other team to have.
And it looks like Torchbearer, he's so close to his Earth Shatter. This could be big for Rikimarus if he can get Ericana out of position.
Yeah.
He could have used it there, but
Oh,
he
but he
wasn't
gets
fast
stunned by
enough
the
to react to it.
Brigitte.
Both rallies from both
Out
Brigitas
comes the
coming
Diva
in.
Bomb. Gets blocked, doesn't get anything from it. Out come the
Dragon
combo.
coming in, but was able to get Mishap Gamer only in it. It looks like
And
Rikimarus isn't going to contest.
Rikimarus got pushed back too far. They didn't think of where the payload had to end, it looks like. Great push by Violet. It was a great defense by Rikimarus, to be honest. They held their own. They did a very good job at splitting up Violet and not letting them play together like they wanted to. But ultimately, having held them at that corner on the first attack was just too much.
What really helped Violets is that they knew how to disrupt the tanks and how to separate them often. So Violets will be able to go 2-0 up against Rikimarus so far. This next map could be the last. And the next map will be I believe it's Control. It
Yeah.
looks like it will be Control.
Next map should be Control. We should get a map ban from the side of Violet, and then Rikimarus gets to choose what map they'll be playing. See what they decide on.
Yeah, they'll be able to choose how OWC works is that the winner of the last round, they're
Gets
gonna
to ban
ban a
one
map.
and then the loser gets to choose from the rest of maps which one they would like to play.
Yeah.
And as we all know, it's a best of 5, so the first person to 3 maps is going to win. That means we don't get to see those tiebreaker maps on a second control point. We all love to see points.
Yeah, control points are honestly the best game mode in Overwatch, in my opinion.
Especially to play on solo queue and on ladder, because control point is the one where everybody at least knows what they're doing. They got to go to the point. With organized teams, we see some really nice plays on assault and on payload maps as well, because get to actually get into having a full team trying to run their own strategy, knowing which ways they want to push, which ways they don't want to push, and what they want to use to try to disrupt the enemy. It's really interesting. Control point ends up usually being a giant brawl, which is always a ton of fun to see. But I'm assuming we'll see a lot of triple support here. It seems like we're going to be going to Lijiang Tower. Usually this season, with all the brawls that go on, you see a lot of Brigitte coming out, a lot of stuns happening. You usually see that Brigitte with like a Lucio and either a Mercy or a Moira to make sure that heals stay up with the team. And the fights just go on and on. Nothing dies with triple support. Oh, it seems like it. No, we're going to Nepal next.
Yeah, but all of what you said is still applicable to Nepal. They can definitely run the Reinhardt and the Brigitte on Village, which is really close quarters actually. But also on Village, you can also see Afara coming in too, since Village is just an open map, except for the actual point. So it looks like we're actually going to start on Village. So we're going to see how both teams start off this fight.
Nepal Village, our first map. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be one of those brawly points. We'll see what they go for. Team comps here have been very split. We go from triple to quad tank with a Lucio Moira to seeing a triple support like we said before. A lot's going on, a lot's changing. Let's see what mind games go on. Let's see what team comps the team goes for, and seems like this is going to be a fun match.
I want to see Angel stick on that Torb.
Yeah. defend the high ground with the Torb and just like don't let them get on point. It seems like, are they going to go for that Bastion on Rikimarus? Now that would be no. Here we go.
That'd be interesting, actually.
13 seconds to go. People start to log in their heroes. It seems like we are going to have a pharmacy.
Except for Angel. Angel's still on the Torb. But he's going to be changing up to Brigitte for this.
There we go. Triple support on the side of Violet. And a more conservative comp on the side of Rikimarus with that pharmacy and the Rein Zarya, the soldier.
Looks like Violet went up the high ground expecting Rikimarus to be there, but
yeah, they're
actually gonna brawl on point.
They want that brawl. They want to all be grouped up to get those heals, and they want to make sure they're putting in damage to the enemy team. But oh my God, Mayo comes in and takes out Maggie immediately, and this is already going to be hard for Violet. Down goes Ricardo, and one by one, Violet just falls to the wrath of Rikimarus.
Yeah, the only one left is Mayo, and he's just gonna have to get out of there.
Yeah,
And not Mayo.
falls.
Angel.
Yeah. And Rikimaru establishes themselves on the point first. We see some changes. Easy Peasy's swapped over to the McCree now. He's gonna try and take care of this pharmacy. Maggie is just making sure that he gets boosted so he can put the damage that he needs to in. That shield, guarding for the rockets, but Rein's booped. Oh,
So you can see a shatter somehow getting Angel in that actually.
They didn't
But Angel
count.
gets.
They were only fighting
Angel
5 people and they didn't count, and the Rein came from behind. How do you miss such a big target? Violet getting spread out and picked one by one again.
Yeah, in the fight, it looks like Maggie got taken out alongside Angel. Eric Arno falls right after with no heals, so Violet definitely needs to fall back and change up their strategy.
Yeah, Violet needs to come out with a different strategy. This pharmacy is really wrecking with their idea of brawling on point with the Brigitte. She has all the space she needs vertically, and there's not really much they can do about it.
The rally coming in from Angel, just trying to get his team up to full shields up for this
Violet
upcoming
is
fight coming
forcing
up.
point,
And they're able to cap it.
and they did. None of Rikimaru got on point.
And the Graviton coming in, he's able to get 3 members of it in there.
Graf
So
comes in and they wipe
it just gets the point for
everybody.
them.
Farah's still alive, but she gets out with her life, half HP. Now Violet trying to establish themselves here next to the point, knowing that now it's Rikimaru's turn to push into them, and they're just going to hold it on point. They're going to say, come to us. If you come here, you're going to get stunned by our Brigitte. We're going to get heals, and there's nothing you can do about it. You need to take this point from us. Now the Farah just not really getting a lot out of that pick because she can't put that many rockets into that small point.
But she does have the barrage, so we could get like 2 or 3 picks maybe. Mostly 2, but from the barrage. She's able to open up a key opening for them to go on in.
And
the barrage
comes
coming
the
in.
combo, but that sound
And he
barrier
kills
saving
himself with it.
them.
The sound barrier saves him, and Miles somehow kills himself with his own barrage.
He was slightly on the corner, I believe, and some of those rockets started eating into his HP. He wasn't as covered as he believed. That sound barrier just came in perfectly to save Violet.
Angel is able to get his. Actually, they didn't take much damage, so the shields from the first rally, they still had actually. So Angel just topping them off right there.
Yeah. Neo still on this Farah pick, trying to put in her rockets as much as she can, but she needs to be at an angle, and it's very difficult to hit a straight target. You want to be putting those direct rockets in. Easy peasy takes care of her. In comes the Visor. We'll see if they can capitalize on this.
Oh, Kenzie, he was by himself, so he gets taken out by the full might of Violet. So they'll be without their DPS. Easy peasy with the high noon coming in.
High noon
Kenzie, he
comes
got
out,
resurrected back up, but it doesn't matter because
picks.
the 2 tanks get taken out. Derp and Falcon. and Wago, both supports fall right after. Kenzie's the only one left, and he'll be taken out. And so Violets will take the first round.
Was it Angel that stunned Falcon out of his shield, or did they just break the Rein shield and then the Deadeye took out both tanks?
Yeah, Brigitte was able to go in and get
the stun.
Get the stun onto the Reinhardt.
If you can get that stun onto the Reinhardt, there's just little you can do after that. Once the Reinhardt's stun and you lose your shield, they can put in as much damage as they want. If that Deadeye is charging, pretty much done. Great to see that coordination.
Even if Brigitte didn't stun Reinhardt, the damage from the Deadeye would have able to broke his shield, so that he wouldn't be able to have his shield to protect all the rest of the incoming damage.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
We have to see Rikimarus come out here strong. I want to see them push in together right now. Kenzie's just trying to push ahead with this Reaper. Point isn't even unlocked. There's no reason to really try and force point yet, but I guess he's trying to get in a little bit of damage there with the Reaper, thinking they have these strong tanks. Oh, Wago falls already to Easy Peasy. Easy Peasy's just taking names on the McCree. And I'd really
As
like...
you can see, the Brawlers are starting on point. Mishap Gamer and Angel both fall, so Violets will be without their supports. Eric Connell falls right after, so they're going to need a retreat.
Rikimaru just getting pick after pick. They have their own Brigitte now, and they're just saying, come at me, bro.
Yeah, Rikimarus, they're able to establish dominance on the point firsthand. They had the first pick onto Wago, which was pretty big, but they were able to overcome that and just overwhelm Violet supports and take out Eric Connell right after.
Just waiting around the corner. Yeah, waiting for a nice beefy target that he can put his shotguns to.
He's so close to his ultimate too, so if you can just get more damage onto the tanks, he's able to get his death boss on, which could be big. Oh, and the Shatter coming onto Godeka, and the counter Shatter gets most of Violet in that.
Down again. Those Eric Carno Shatters are just too much. Kenzie trying to get some picks in the back line, but that makes two people from Violet falling. Easy Peasy getting rezzed.
Oh, and Mo, he misses his Graviton actually. It goes way behind
and just
Rikimarus.
completely misses the team.
Falcon and Mayo is just over here. Mishap Gamer is actually bullying him a lot. Mayo almost falling off the map actually. But Easy Peasy, he takes out Falcon, so Falcon will be out of commission for this fight.
Oh, and headshot to the ulting Reaver. Always very sad to see. High noon again, guys. But Rikimaru staying off the point.
Yeah, Rikimaru, they're building up a lot of ult chars, so they have both of their tank ultimates ready. But Falcon isn't able to use it. He gets taken out right after he gets the stun.
And here goes the cleanup onto Wago. And it's good that Rikimaru didn't waste their ults. They come in now fresh with 3. Build up that Brigitte ult probably in this next fight as well. Out comes that nice, tasty armor, and it's gonna be double the trouble to get Violet off this point now.
Yeah, Violet, they have 3 ultimates. They have the Sound Barrier and both tank ultimates, so we're gonna see how they can utilize these. They use both of them actually, but is able to get most of them in there. But enough healing was able to come in, and a counter Shatter coming in, and counter Graviton. He's able to get most, but no follow up. Easy Peasy. He's just making this look easy. He's able to get a kill on Godaka and Mayo. So
I think that Shadow, that and the kill on the Reaper. I think that Graviton that we saw from Derp was a little bit of a freak out ult. You know, when you see that the enemy's got you pinned and you're like, oh, but I have my ult and I might be able to save it. And they just didn't have any follow-up for the people that got caught in the grab.
Yeah, a whole bunch of ultimates was used on both sides, actually. The only ultimate up, actually, is Mayo's Rally and soon to be Maggie's Valkyrie. So So we're gonna see how both of them actually go in. Actually, Eric Kondo is able to earn his
Godaka
Earth
has
Shatter
his
back.
ready as well.
Oh, Eric Kondo was
starts.
ready to go with the Earth Shatter, but he gets stunned. He gets hit by the charge before he can even pull it off. So he'll be without his ultimate. High noon coming in from Easy Peasy in the back, and they're gonna
Gets
go in and
nothing
head and
for
block
it.
it and get taken out for it.
Eric Harner just swinging his hammer, gets completely stunned by the enemy Brigitte. Now in overtime, we have another Graviton coming in, followed up by a Shatter that got totally blocked, and it looks like Rikimarus got this fight. They're holding on to it with 90% on it. This will be last fight. If Violet can take it, they'll win. If not, we'll see map 3 on here, which will be very
Mishap
exciting.
Gamer trying to go in, trying to get
Trying to
trying to force overtime. He gets it, but he gets taken out right after, so they're gonna go in a 5v6. But the rest of the team is gonna get on front before the overtime.
No, Kenzie had his Death Blossom ready. It was a little bit futile. It was good on the Lucio to try to get that overtime, but they just couldn't make it in time. Poor Brigitte, she's great for the stun, but she's a little bit slow.
Yeah, that's why they needed the Lucio, but
Yeah,
they
you
needed
always-
Lucio to go in and contest to try to force the overtime to start.
You always
Because if
want
they
to
didn't, they wouldn't
see
have been able to get that.
some swaps at that last like overtime battle to make it there, and you see the Tracers come out and the Genjis and all, just trying to make it to point on time.
4, 3,
So this map's very different, and we know we have that middle pit that people love to drop people into, and it seems like Rikimaru knows this. They're going for a boop squad with the Orisa Hog, just trying to get those halts and those hooks, and drop the enemy down into the pit. We'll see what happens.
They're also going with a Junkrat, which is putting a lot of damage onto Eric Kondo's shield, but they have the Zarya, so that's just free charge for her. But it looks like it won't matter, because Mo, he gets hooked in and taken out instantly.
They're guarding the body well.
Yeah,
And
Rikimarus,
now
they got the first pick,
pushing
and
out to point.
Mayo, he gets taken out by Angel, his counterpart. So this is a 5v5 right now, but let's see how Kenzie can go. Mishap gets the boop onto Wago, but it looks like Easy Peasy is able.
Easy
Oh!
already had an ult built in that boop by Mishap. That's crazy.
Mishap with the triple boop
And it
onto
looked-
all of
Rikimaru's
Rikimaru's
team. It looked like they totally had the point. It looked like they were winning. Suddenly, Easy Peasy zones them out with the dragons that he had way earlier than anybody expected, and in comes Mishap with the great boop. That was a great play by Violet right there.
Easy
Pushing
Peasy
up.
somehow getting Kenzie in the back.
Nice pick. You see Easy Peasy get these crazy picks from now and then that you don't know where they even come from.
Let's see, they're gonna go in with the Riptide actually. Let's see if the
Riptide trying
Riptide
to make
can
some
pick,
space.
actually, but it gets taken out by Eric Kondo. Easy Peasy gets the kill on Mayo, and
Riptide is-
Wago falls right after.
Only 100 HP gets taken out very easily if Orion can aim. And Violet just pushing Rikimaru back here. They need to swap off of what they have. They're not using the CC abilities by their tanks to take advantage of the pit. They're being held way too close to spawn. I'd like to see them change there. And here we go. We're gonna go to a run Zarya now. A little bit late on that Zarya change.
It looks like the
And
Dragon combo comes in from
combo.
Easy Peasy. He's able to get 3 kills.
Clean up on aisle 3
And just clean
again, and Rikimaru going back to regroup into spawn.
Yeah, Violet's just showing their dominance right here. They able to
Violet
get
has,
just
yeah, most of their teammates are on fire. They know what they're doing. They're not overextending. They're not taking 1v1s they don't have to. Just playing very smart. We see Rikimaru trying to get the side entrance here, trying to surprise them from behind. But will it be enough?
looks like the Transcendence coming in
ult.
from Wago. He goes in to
Oh.
force overtime, but it'll only be him as the rest of his team gets taken out by the Shatter.
This is the first time since the beginning of the match that Rikimaru's got on point.
Oh, Falcon going in, trying to cause damage, but he gets taken out right after. and Violet will win the map and the series.
That is 3 points for Violet right there. And this map definitely goes to them.
Play of the game.
This play of the game that we saw by Lucio, that triple boop, would be so nice. Watch them here.
Ooh, one.
And one goes. He just waits.
They just didn't deal with it right
They
after.
didn't even look. You can tell there was no communication there on the other side. Nobody was calling out the Lucio behind. And the Lucio's just able to hang out there with his little wall ride, just jumping back and forth until he drops them. So well done, Violet. Well done also, Rikimarus. There were some great plays that we saw there. How they took that point. That map from them also was really strong.
Yeah, pretty good. Violets win the series 3-0 against Rikimarus. And that'll be it from us.
Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you guys enjoyed the game.